I think I'm going to read most of the paragraph. Reshma, you can take up the next because this one is, we need to highlight this. It's a very, very important thing. And here, regarding, dearly beloved friends, a rectitude of conduct, righteousness means rectitude of conduct means righteousness. Righteousness means what? Right judgment, correct judgment, fair judgment, justice, fairness. All right. Now, remember, justice has two different elements to it. There is fairness that is enjoined on all of us, and there is a judicial justice that is granted to institutions only. Right. So, so always remember that. Dearly beloved friends, a rectitude of conduct, which in all its manifestations offers a striking contrast to the deceitfulness and corruption that characterizes the political life of the nation and of the parties and factions that compose it. The moment you're partisan, it is unjust, by the way. The thing in itself is unjust, okay? Because you are willy-nilly running with a whole group of things, no matter what they do, because you are part of that. The whole partisanships of nationalism is based on that, and it is unjust. It's against human beings. So so in contrast, what we should do? In contrast, we have what? A holiness and chastity that are diametrically opposed to the moral laxity and licentiousness, which defile the character of a not inconsiderable proportion of its citizens, right? So when they take pride in a school, we use all the F words in every sentence. We have clean language. They want to take pride in we are modern, we are nude. No, we are conservative in our looks, in our behavior, and in our dress. That the chastity subject whole page was teaching us that, right? Chastity means chastity in all things, right? So the all sorts of other moral problems are becoming more and more, and we have more and more clean character. And that's what sets up the example, right? And when we don't do that in shame and embarrassment, as if we are this minority and we have been asked these things, we do it in pride. Because you need to know that if you're doing this, then you are the ones who's on the right side and right path. Yeah. An interracial fellowship completely purged from the curse of racial prejudice, which stigmatizes the vast majority of his people. Yeah. These are the weapons, and same thing in India and Pakistan, wherever you else are at. We must show forth this love to all the people who are underclass, undereducated, under whatever, right? We all have jobs. We have different jobs we do, but as a human being, a king or a sweeper enter my house, they both get the same seat at the same table. That's what we are called for, right? A king does not get a special glass and the sweeper another one. Both of them drink in my crystal glasses because they're guests. Yeah. These are the weapons, right? These are the weapons. We don't want to take up guns and swords. We want this weapon of a sharp character that is diametrically opposite of what our societies are doing in a very good way. These are the weapons which the American believers can and must wield in their double crusade. Double crusade. What is the double crusade? First, to regenerate the inward life of their own community, right? And that actually is already secondary, because now there was already a crusade a few pages ago. That crusade was what? Rectitude of my own conduct, my own chastity, my own freedom of prejudice, my own transformation. I cannot transform my community unless I don't have those ills inside me. Okay. So I transform myself. Now the next crusade is what? I transform my own community, which Alicia, you were saying, if that stuff is happening within our own community, it must change, right? Next level is that after yourself, your own community. First, to regenerate the inward life of their own community, meaning within Baha'is, yeah? And next, to assail the long-standing evils that have entrenched themselves in the life of their nation. And here we are, most of the time we talk about changing the world, which is the last stage somewhere else. So myself first, then my own local Baha'i, my family, by the way. If you actually make a list for the whole sum of the writings, my own life, my family, Your own children, your own marriage, your little entity needs to be exemplary. Your marriage relationship needs to be exemplary, what Baha'i love is. Then I go and start showing this as an example and start teaching, deepening teaching through my character and deepening in my own community. Once my own community is transformed, then you move on to your neighborhood, to your city, to your state, to your nation. After all of that that's what grassroots means. We talk about this word a lot, but we don't want to do it. So ground up. That's how trees and vegetables and fruits grow. They don't get dropped from the sky. Grounds up. So you start from there, and once my nation is different, then that nation itself will what? Guide the world spiritually. It's promised in our writings. And next to assail, all right, so in the nation, the perfection of such weapons, the wise and effective utilization of every one of them, wherever you see the opportunity, use it. And sometimes create the opportunity, right? More than the furtherance of any particular plan. Pay attention to this, by the way, all right? We are so much into plans and we forget what our individual job is. The perfection of such weapons, the wise and effective utilization of every one of them, more than the furtherance of any particular plan, or the devising of any special scheme, or the accumulation of any amount of material resources, can prepare them for the time when the hand of destiny will have directed them to assist in creating and in bringing into operation the world order which is now incubating within the worldwide administrative institutions of their faith. All right. So our job was not to go change the world ever, still is not. Our job still is to change myself, my family first, my community first, my city first, my nation first. That's my job is. And we always want to put the cart in front of the horse, right? All of us have the desire to change the world, but we don't know where to go about it. We don't want to start here. Yeah. You don't fertilize the top branches of the tree, you fertilize the roots.